Hi, this is Dan Locke. I want to get this video to you immediately, and we've been self-quarantined for a week now, and I don't want to wait. So I'm making this video from actually my iPhone, and my wife Jenny is actually holding this camera. Now, if you've been laid off recently or put on paid leave, or you are worried about losing your job, then this video is for you. I'll never forget when I lost my job at the supermarket. I remember when I told my mom that I quit. My mom was so scared, and I was very, very scared. I didn't know that how we are going to generate income, but I just knew deep down that's what I wanted to do because I wanted to pursue my entrepreneurial career. And I know at the time I couldn't do it, stuck at a dead-end job. And at the time, that was the only job I've ever had. Now, because of the coronavirus and because of now this global crisis that a lot of people, in fact, millions and millions of people are losing their jobs. It's very, very unfortunate. So if you happen to fall into the categories and this has impacted your career, I want to give you some tips that hopefully could help you. I know one of my friends who are entrepreneurs just in the last 2 weeks, and with his permission, I could share this with you, that he laid off he had a team of 200 people, he laid off almost 170 of them. So it's down to 30. So it's very challenging times. So if you're worried about getting laid off, here are 3 strategies that could help you. Number 1, cement yourself in your current position. If you still have a job right now is the time to step up. Now is the time to be proactive because some income is better than no income. When you get laid off, you don't know how long it's going to take, and you don't know how long this coronavirus will last. It might take you weeks or months before you find a new job and generate income. In the meantime, what are you going to do? So now it's time to step up. What do I mean by that? Now it's time to communicate with your supervisor, your manager, your CEO, whoever is managing you, leading you, to communicate and say, you know what? I don't mind working. I want to take on more responsibility. I want to take on those tougher assignments. So when they're cutting people off, they're looking at, okay, if they have you and someone else, but you actually stepping up and they can see that you want to fight with them in the company, chances are they will let this other person go first before they would consider you. Maybe before you were working okay, now you need to work extra hard. Normal is out the window. There's no normal anymore, right? How many hours you work, how much effort that you put in, that's not enough anymore. If you want to survive, if you want to fight, you want to keep your job. Yes, it means that maybe you need to work from home. Yes, it means that you need to work through the weekends. Yes, normal is out the window. To keep your current job, you need to deliver extra value, and you need to communicate with your manager and supervisor and saying that I'm here to stay. What do you need? It also means that maybe now you need to wear multiple hats. Maybe you were hired to do certain things, and now with so many people gone and so many people being laid off, maybe you need to take on a couple more things. It also means that maybe you need to upgrade your skills. Yes, it might mean that you need to volunteer to take a pay cut. You see, again, some income is better than no income, especially during a crisis like this. Let's say you're making $4,000 a month right now. You reduce your pay to $3,000 a month. You lose $1,000 a month, you're still making $3,000. Versus you lose all $4,000 and you don't know when are you gonna get your next job. Maybe it's 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months before you have any income coming in. That would be very challenging for most families. Number 2, build that emergency fund. In my previous video, I talked about this. I recommend anybody to have at least 3 to 6 months or even a year of living expense in cash in your emergency fund account that you don't touch. Now is the time to start that emergency fund. Also, now is the time, believe it or not, to talk to your banks, to talk to the financial institutions to get a line of credit if you don't already have one, or to increase the limit on your credit card, to ask for the equity loan. Not that you want to use it, hopefully you don't need to use it, but you want to be able to have access to funds when you do need it in times like this. Now is the time, because still banks, they still need to loan money out to make money. So now is actually a good time to talk to them. Not every banks will want to talk to you, but if you talk to enough of them, one of them will say yes and give you that extra line of credit that you might need. Number 3, cut all non-essential spending. Now is the time for you to sit down with your spouse and go through each expense line by line, and see, hey, do we actually need this? Especially those what I call recurring expenses. Do we actually need this expense? And you sit down with them and say, you know what? We don't need that. Now it's time to go lean. Groceries, mortgage, your rent. Yes, we need all that. But what about the other expenses? Do we actually need the cable TV, right? If you have Netflix, maybe you don't need cable TV, right? You look at all those expenses. Maybe that big vacation that you were planning to take, now you have the extra cash, put that in your emergency fund. That big home renovations that you were thinking, now you're gonna delay it. That new car you're gonna buy, delay it. Cut all non-essential spendings, period. Number 4, turn your spare time into learning time. Now is the time to learn. Go listen to that podcast, go read that book, right? Go watch that videos. They don't cost anything. Now is time to learn. Now is not the time to hide in your bunkers. Now is time to actually expand and learn more. And here, investing in yourself, in your knowledge. Not money, it doesn't cost money, but you need to invest some time, right? Now you have a lot more hours, because when this thing blows over, a couple of things would happen. When this thing blows over, when the coronavirus, when all this is over, if you don't prepare yourself, now you have lost, it could be 3 months, 6 months, or 8 months, or even 1 year of productivity. Or if actually this gets a lot worse and you have already invested a few months in your own learning, now you're more prepared. Now you could pivot, you have more choices. You could test new things. You can maybe try a new skill, go on a freelance website. Yes, we are now transitioning into a different era. That maybe you need to be more like a free agent. You need to be a freelancer, right? Now you need to be able to work from home. Before, it's nice to work from home. Now, with what's happening with the financial crisis, you need to develop that ability to work from home. It also means maybe it's a couple. Maybe you are a stay-home mom, a stay-home dad. You're taking care of your kids. You are going crazy. I know that. So both could work together as a couple. So both could be generating money. Before, maybe only one was working. Now both need to be working to generate more money and income to put in that emergency fund. And please remember, stay safe, stay strong, and stay healthy.